Good morning, everyone. Today is October 26th for a special edition of our one-year morning devotion anniversary. Let's begin by offering a greeting to God and your parents. Kyumbe Paro. I'd like to invite up Reverend Milhan Stevens for reading of our family pledge.
가정 맹세 1. 자녀극 주인 우리 가정은 참사랑을 중심하고 본향 땅을 찾아 본연의 창조의 상인 지상 천국과 천상 천국을 창건할 것을 맹세하나이다. 2. 자녀극 주인 우리 가정은 참사랑을 중심하고 하늘 부모님과 참 부모님을 모시어 천주의 대표적 가정이 되며 중심적 가정이 되어 가정에서는 효자, 국가에서는 충신, 세계에서는 성인, 천주에서는 성자의 가정의 도리를 완성할 것을 맹세하나이다. 3. 자녀극 주인 우리 가정은 참사랑을 중심하고 4대 심정권과 3대 왕권과皇族권을 완성할 것을 맹세하나이다. 4. 자녀극 주인 우리 가정은 참사랑을 중심하고 하늘 부모님의 창조의 상인 천주대 가족을 형성하여 자유와 평화와 통일과 행복의 세계를 완성할 것을 맹세하나이다. 5. 자녀극 주인 우리 가정은 참사랑을 중심하고 매일 주체적 천상세계와 대상적 지상세계의 통일을 향해 전진적 발전을 촉진화할 것을 맹세하나이다. 6. 자녀극 주인 우리 가정은 참사랑을 중심하고 하늘 부모님과 참 부모님의 대신 가정으로서 자녀를 움직이는 가정이 되어 하늘의 축복을 주변에 연결시키는 가정을 완성할 것을 맹세하나이다. 7. 자녀극 주인 우리 가정은 참사랑을 중심하고 본연의 혈통과 연결된 위하는 생활을 통하여 심정문화 세계를 완성할 것을 맹세하나이다. 8. 자녀극 주인 우리 가정은 참사랑을 중심하고 자녀극 시대를 맞이하여 절대신앙, 절대사랑, 절대복종으로 신인의 일체 이상을 이루어 지상천국과 천상천국의 해방권과 석방권을 완성할 것을 맹세하나이다.
All right, thank you so much, Milhan. Now for the opening prayer, I'd like to invite up Dr. Thomas Ward, if you could open us up in prayer.
Good morning, everyone. Congratulations, Dr. Yong. Thank you so much for all that you've done. Let's pray, brothers and sisters. Join us. Most precious Heavenly Parent, dear parent, we come before you on this day, and we wish to express our profound gratitude to you as we begin this day. Dear parent, I am just reminded how much in the providence you have loved all of us, but also how you have loved this nation of America in particular through true parents. Dear parent, I remember traveling around the world, visiting other countries, meeting with continental leaders, and all of them were sincere. All of them were desiring to support your will. But I really felt, our dear parent, that you were always so careful about who you chose to come to lead America. And we were blessed over so many years, our dear parent, to be guided by so many towering figures, such as Reverend Wonpil Kim and Dr. Bo-hee Park and Reverend Junyoung Park and Dr. Ki-hun Kim. And every time, our dear Dr. Chung-Shik Yang, every time, our parent, I thought that you chose for us special leaders with a special heart, with a special calling. And the true parents were so conscious about how to take care of this country, how to love this country, how to raise this country. And so our dear parent, a little over a year ago, True Mother sent Dr. Yong here at this time. And many of us, we didn't know him. We had heard many good things about him, but we didn't really understand what it was that made him tick and made it possible for him to do the things that he did, our parent. But being with him in this past year, our dear parent, we have seen again how much you have loved this country and how much you have hopes and expectations for this country, our dear parent. And we thank you for the way in which he has allowed us to go this year, our parent. And I really feel that he is a person who, for a long period of time, has not been led by what he wants, but by what he needs to fulfill your will. And that he's guiding each and every one of us likewise to be able to become the kind of people who have what it takes, our dear parent, who have what we need, our dear parent, to be effective instruments for you and for your purpose and your ideal. So we thank you for this past year, our parent. We've learned so much. We've grown so much. We've been able to become different people this year, our parent, in terms of our relationship with our spouse, our children, our grandchildren, in terms of our relationship with each other, our parent. You've done many wonderful things through this condition. This has become our rock, our central point, our reference point for each and every day for so many brothers and sisters all across this country. And we thank you profoundly for this, our parent, and for what you've given us during this past year. Please, our dear parent, guide us and allow us, our dear parent, to really be able to take what we have received this past year and multiply it many-fold, our dear parent, so that this nation can awake, so that total salvation, our dear parent, will be a reality here, our dear parent, and be a reality in everything in this nation and world, our dear parent. I thank you so much for this chance to come before you on this day with my brothers and sisters, all together, walking together, united with Dr. Yong, united with our true parents, united with you and desiring to see your will fulfilled. Please, congratulations on this day, Heavenly Parent. Congratulations on this day, Dr. Yong and true parents. Congratulations on this day, all brothers and sisters. I report these things. I quote in the names of our true parents, in the names of Thomas and Alexa Ward of the Ward Blessed Central family. Aju.
Aju. Thank you so much, our Dr. Thomas Ward, for your very much profound prayer. 감사합니다. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Yong.
Yes, thank you, Dr. Ward, for that prayer. And now let us go into our appreciations. Please share 3 to 5 appreciations or gratitudes you have. And if you're by yourself, just reflect on things to be grateful for. See you back in about 6 minutes. Okay, welcome back, everyone. So hope you had a good time to share with each other. I'd like to invite today, I had a chance to meet with Anton and Miri from Arkansas. So I guess God wants them to share something with everyone. So let's welcome up Anton and Miri. If you can unmute yourself.
We're grateful for every second generation that take leadership. We are so inspired by all of you. And so it was very inspiring to be together in the same room with Noel Kimi. And we're also very grateful for Dr. Yong's visit. Dr. Yong, your visit brought a lot of blessing. People's heart moved. People want to do more. Ambassadors for Peace want to do more. And I think one amazing thing is that just the day you came, we tried to make an ACLC prayer meeting that we didn't succeed to do long time in live in person, and that pastor, long time he's with us. All the time he's like, say, I'm observing. He's not, and all the time he's concerned about his superior. And he had to give me an answer just before the meal that his superior accept that prayer breakfast in his church. So yeah, he accept. But after we met, he say it was one step forward. He say that he is going to invite the Bishop of Arkansas for that, and then he say, tell Reverend Jackson, I'm going to join the Unification Church. So it's like it's like such a big jump. So this is every time we are chosen to be the thankful. So each time I'll tell you another miracle that happened with Dr. Yong visit.
Anton.
Yeah, thank you so much, because some of the members did come back and with their reflection to speak to us about Dr. Young's visit. We were really very touched. They want to come together. Even this one sister, she just came shortly to visit us. She actually was working nighttime until the morning, and she come from her work. She works for the hospital. She came shortly, just for an hour to join us. Even she yesterday, she spoke with Miri, reported she wants to do more. The main challenge for us is there here in the South or in Arkansas. What is new for me, it's really to bring unity between white and black people, to bridge the gap, to really love one another and see one another first as brothers and sisters, as children of God, and then see each other the ethnicity or color we have. Because True Mother's memoir, I think on page 11 says, in God's eyes, skin color is irrelevant. So really people have to live up to that. Skin color is irrelevant. We have to look into our hearts and love one another.
Thank you so much. When I visit to Arkansas state and then met your couple, such a beautiful unity and harmony and then helping each other. I can see great potential about your state. So I'd like to be there again very soon. Thank you so much, Anton and Miri. 감사합니다.
Thank
Yes,
you.
thank you. Thank you, Anton and Miri, for also stepping up in state leadership there. We're really grateful for your commitment as well. They were also telling me how they have great sushi there. So I'm interested to go there next time with Dr. Yong.
Yeah.
Okay, next we'd like to invite up Dasi from Harlem, New York. If you can unmute yourself and please share.
Oh, wow. Good morning, Reverend Yong.
Yeah. Nadashi.
Sorry, different
Yeah,
Dasi. Go ahead. Nadasi. Go ahead.
I am at work now, Reverend Young. I'm so grateful. I want to share with you just a few of the things that you have done because I don't have enough time here. It will be the whole morning devotion if I want to share my blessing that you have brought. Reverend Young, you are a blessing to me and my family. I am sorry that I want to speak only for my family, but you changed my life. Today, I have the best relationship with my husband.
Wow.
I can make love the nice way because you told me never to say no to my husband when he asked for love. And I used to say no, but now I say yes every time because I feel like God is coming, Reverend Young. I love you so much. It means a lot for my house, for my family. It means a lot. I don't want to push God away. And then, Reverend Young, you forgive my sins. I made so much mistake, and you said so many things that I heard, God, forgive me. And then the third thing was that you liberated me. I had a difficult childhood, and there was a resentment spirit in me because of my childhood. And when you came to Maryland, you gave me a hug for almost 20 seconds. And then I saw the spirit come out of me. And then it was like demon him telling me, it's okay now. You're free from it. So Reverend Young, you are so special. There's so many things that you have done. You cannot imagine. I'm at work and I'm not supposed to be on my phone. I'm not supposed to be talking at this time. But I am doing it because I know the blessing that is coming. I've brought everything you have been teaching me at work. And I'm having a very good relationship at work. And then, Reverend Young, just recently, I got promoted.
Wow, wow.
I cannot imagine, Reverend Young, all this because I am united with you and true parents. So thank you so much for coming to America and saving our life. I know there are many families that have the same testimony, but this is just my small that I want to share with you. Thank you so much, Reverend Young.
This is a really, really incredible sharing, Nadash. Wow, I love you. Thank you. Thank you so much. I am the one who is inspired by you. Thank you.
Yes, thank you so much for sharing that. Looks like we had a bonus testimony on morning devotion today. And also we are gathered, people are gathering from all over the world. One person mentioned that there is a Mr. Cook joining from Malaysia. And I'm sure there are many others from all around the world. So thank you everyone for joining. Now let us go to Dr. Chong-Shik Yong to share a brief message before we go into our testimonies.
안녕하세요. Good morning. Good morning. My dear brothers and sisters, clergy, and ambassador for peace. 안녕하십니까? Wow, so much happy. Today's Hundoke will be very short because of the 1 year morning devotion anniversary. Today, I'd like to speak with the title, The Mother Nation, from the contents of True Mother's memoir. I will share one slide Hundoke with you only. So please, Heavenly Honey, read.
Prior to the 1990s, two groups of Korean immigrants living in Japan shunned each other over ideological differences. They coalesced into two organizations, Mindan, the pro-democracy Korean Residents Union in Japan, and Chongryun, the Pyongyang General Association of Korean Residents in Japan. The fact that citizens belonging to the same Korean people separate themselves from each other, like water and oil, was a great shame. As we engaged in victory over communism activities, we forged ties even with Chongryun and invited its members to visit South Korea. Initially, they viewed us with suspicion, but when they saw the sincerity of our offer, they joined the tours. Many among them eventually distanced themselves from communism. In the summer of 2018, at the Saitama Super Arena in Tokyo, we held the Rally of Hope and Resolve to advance God's providence in heavenly Japan, to celebrate the 60th anniversary of the Japanese movement. During my address, I called Japan and Korea to go forward, hand in hand, for the sake of the future. I exhorted the two nations to unite in heart and complete the Korea-Japan undersea tunnel linking the two nations and the world through the International Peace Highway.
Yes, thank you so much, Heavenly Honey. Maybe someday I'd like to share the Korea and Japan and undersea tunnel projects. I'd like to really appreciate our Heavenly Honey. Wow, without missing even one day, you are attending morning devotion, and then you show the beautiful, perfect attendance, and also reading the true parents, the word. Thank you so much once again, our Heavenly Honey, and all our translators and staff and media team and our MCs. I really, really appreciate all of you from bottom of my heart. So now I don't want to share more, but I want to hear from you about 1 year, our morning devotion reflections. Please now, Kimi, lead the meeting.
Yes, thank you, Dr. Yong. So, long awaited, and again, this is a special edition of Morning Devotion with Dr. Yong. We have a chance to hear live testimonies from each of the sub-regions here in North America, just sharing about how morning devotion, how attending morning devotion has impacted their lives. So I'd like to invite up each person. Just want to remind everybody, it's a 3-minute reflection, not a whole life testimony. So please, so that we can make sure everyone gets a chance to share, let's keep it within that time frame. So with that, let's welcome up the first testimony from Subregion 1, Aimee Rangala. Is Aimee here?
Yes.
Yeah. All
Good
right.
morning, Dr. Yong. Good morning.
Wow,
brothers and sisters.
Aimee, wow, we do Unmi together. Unmi, today your hairstyle is such a really beautiful and unique.
Thank you, Dr. Young.
Good, so beautiful. Yeah.
Yeah. Thank you so much. Yeah. Yeah. Me, personally, the morning devotion brought really great impact in my personal life and the life of my family. So I'm really grateful for that. Yeah, because we were able to wake up early morning and attend the morning devotion. With some time, it was so challenging, but we made it. So I'm really grateful. Also, through the morning devotion, really, I realized that my conscience, so I discover how great is my, I came to appreciate my conscience, because my conscience is the greatest friend I can have. And reviving, getting the right education for my conscience, really, it is a blessing. So I'm really grateful for that. Yeah. Also, the morning devotion made me and my family realize that we are the key to liberate Heavenly Parent's heart. You know, so we are really careful. We evaluate all our actions now, everything we are doing, because we discover and we realize that liberating Heavenly Parent's hand, we have the key. Heavenly Parent's heart, we have the key to remove him from this sorrowful heart he has been going through years by years. So we have the key. Just if we can fulfill our part of responsibility, we'll succeed to make God free. So this is my testimony for the morning devotion.
Wow, so powerful, powerful. Our Unmi, our second gen.
2 for 1. Go for it, Aimee.
Okay.
Thank you, Dr. Young. Thank you so much for all the dedication you put into morning devotion. Sometimes in the beginning, I used to be like, oh my God, I want Dr. Young's brain. I need that wisdom. And I'm really grateful that every single morning you broke down. Sometimes just understanding true parents' words were sometimes difficult for me, but then you always made it easier for me to understand. And because of you, I've understood God's heart more, and I've been able to really connect, even just not only with God, but I've been able to understand Jesus's heart as well. So I'm really grateful that you've brought me to another level in my life, like a higher level in my life of faith, and just in my life with my family and everything in general. Like now I can look at the world differently from the way I did before. And I'm really grateful that you were able to guide me.
Thank you so much, Eunmi and Aimee. Eunmi, I want to see your 통일 무도 again. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Young.
Yes, thank you so much, Aimee and Unmi. It's a pleasure to always see you on morning devotion. So next, from subregion 2, we'd like to invite up Hanmi Bowman. Hanmi Grice Bowman, please unmute and share.
Good morning, Dr. Young.
Wow, Hanmi, today, many me, Aimee, Eunmi, Hanmi,
Oh, you know,
Mihan,
seriously.
only me. Wow.
Wow, Dr. Young, thank you so much for all of your teachings. You know, there's a saying here in America. There's something called a teacher affects eternity. You can never know when their influence stops. You are an amazing teacher. Did you know, like before morning devotions, I used to be a really grumpy old lady of a second generation. Like you couldn't make me go to Hundake. I'm serious. You can ask my parents-in-law and everybody on here. You couldn't make me go to Hundake, but you did. You totally did. You clarified so many things I wanted to know when I was reading Hundake as a child. And that's an amazing talent to have. Like, I don't think you realize that. So I wanted to at least convey that to you. The things that you've taught me, I've put it into practice at home just to like try to prove you wrong, and it didn't work. Like my relationships have gotten better. That's how weird this has gotten. But in such a beautiful, positive way. My attitude has changed tremendously. Like I used to have to practice smiling. I don't have to do that anymore because I really feel God right here. And I put it into practice in my community, with my church, with even my own children are showing filial piety. It is the most phenomenal thing I've ever seen. So thank you for that. I look forward to being your student for the next 6 years and hope I can be half as good a teacher as you one day. Thank you very much.
Incredible, Hanmi. I love you. 감사합니다. Hanmi, 수고하셨습니다.
Thank you, Hanmi. And it's always a pleasure seeing your family and your kids also really joining in on morning devotion. So next up, we have from subregion 3, Reiko Forbath. If you can unmute yourself. There we go.
Wow.
Your sound is not coming through.
Okay.
There you go.
Okay. 1 year ago, October 26, 2020. So first there was a morning devotion. Dr. Young teaches live for the sake of others. And God, object partner, is human being. Then also Dr. Young says there's no choice. That's a universal principle. That is, I hit my heart so deep and so fresh. And the same day at the lunchtime, I went to cafe and I review my note because what's the meaning of the Dr. Young said? That's exactly a year ago today. And I have 40 years of my life of faith. I have so many questions. Why people say God is a parent, and a true parent is Messiah, and what is a servant? So I have so many questions, but I understand in my head, but I never understand it deep in my heart. So what is a filial piety? Shojong Johnson. I have a mountain of questions, but never try to chase the truth because life was so busy. The mission, the volunteer, and keep my family safe and everything. But that I believe God gave us a brilliant, bright heart to people, to me, but I felt it was covered with mud and so dirty. That was my 40 years. But this year, attending morning devotion, I could feel my dirty heart, the skins peeling one by one, and then I can see my bright heart. It was so long, covered with so mud, and I can feel my bright light into my heart, and I could see a very precious my conscience and my original heart. I can hear my conscience voice. So also attending morning devotion is very important for me. Is Dr. Yang keeps saying era of intimacy is over and era of joining work. So we live in the golden age with true mother, such a precious. That's so precious things Dr. Yang teach us. And recently I say to Satan, I am not belongs to you. I am belongs to heavenly parents, my parents. So when I say that, I can feel the Satan has making noise and leave from my heart, leave from my family and this community that I really feel. So I'm so glad to say I can say now as a heavenly parents, God is my parent, true parent is my Messiah. So I really appreciate Dr. Yang's. I really feel God's situation, the circumstance, and the wishes. And also, I really appreciate this pioneer elder couples, the sacrifice of their life and sweat and tear with true mother. That's those foundation. So I'm here with true parents, heavenly parents. And the last word is, I'm so happy to see Dr. Yang physically at this Minnesota. I was so happy to meet Dr. Yang. Thank you so much.
Thank you. You really make me cry. Thank you so much. Thank you. You are such a heartfelt and sincere sharing. Thank you, Reiko-san.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Should we invite Ted on because of the benefit of being with your wife? You can share something briefly.
Thank you so much. I'll be very brief. Dr. Yong, thank you. I thank you to my wife for a year ago encouraging me to join. And so 1 year every day, we're so very grateful. And just as Reiko said, God's circumstances, situation, wishes, those words have been just deep in my heart. And also, lastly, just the reality of the only begotten daughter, mother of the universe. You know, these main points deep in my heart. So grateful. Thank you, Dr. Yong.
Oh, thank you so much, Mr. Ted and Reiko-san again. 감사합니다.
Yes, thank you so much, Reiko and Ted, for sharing your heart this morning. Now let's go to subregion 4. We have Kana Orikasa. If you can unmute and share your reflection on attending morning devotion.
Yes, good morning. I was in Korea when we started morning devotion, but I was really afraid of coming back to America because I knew that the church situation, our blessed family situation was becoming worse. And I knew that a lot of my second gen friends were leaving the church and becoming pulled away by the secular world. But then when I joined morning devotion, I really felt that there was a spark in all the members' hearts. And it was like a second great awakening. And so I really, really wanted to come back and really feel, I was really attracted to that spirit. And so, yeah, every morning through morning devotion, I feel like I'm eating a full spiritual breakfast. And sometimes the content is practical and easy to understand and exactly what I need to hear. And then sometimes it's really, the content is really difficult, but it's something that is really important, and it made me think deeply. And since I was born in the church and never really questioned my faith, I thought that I was living my life of faith okay. But then, yeah, through morning devotion, I really just realized that there's a lot that I really don't know about the church. But then, yeah, Dr. Yong, thank you for explaining True Parents' teachings in a way that we can understand and put into practice in our daily lives. And sometimes the topics were repeated and emphasized over and over again, but I realized that morning devotion isn't just lectures, but it can also be a personal message with a personal touch to some of our members who really need to hear it, because they really need to correct their lives so they can really live a more God-centered life that's for the sake of others. And I really also felt that like some messages were really really moving, and I felt, we have to do this. But then at the same time, it kind of it was difficult to hear, because I felt that it was really directed to me, but it was at the same time very difficult to practice. So in particular, I really felt that the family is the forefront, is the front line where we meet our enemies.
Yeah.
And the people closest to us are our enemies. So I really felt that there was a lot of struggle with my family. But you really showed us what an ideal family was, and especially how to build that ideal family. So I know that there's a lot of, I want to sometimes blame my parents for the way things turned out, but I really have a portion of responsibility. And then many words such as gratitude, 심정, self-denial have become keywords in my life. And I really want to organize all the points that you taught us and make a handbook so I can always practice it in my daily life.
Wow.
감사합니다.
Kanna 우리 교사, thank you so much. And then as a second generation, I'm so grateful to you, even though you are busy, but always translating, the content of the Fundoke into English. Because of your effort, many people have a lot of benefit. Thank you so much, Kanna. I really love you so much. Thank you.
Thank you, Kana. You have a lot of key words you shared to remind us all. So thank you. So let's move on to sub-region 5. We have a special person, Stephen Jarras. Let us hear from Uncle Stephen. Please unmute.
Thank you, everybody. And
Oi, my favorite friend, and then his wife, Kumesi.
안녕하세요.
But you never miss even one day morning dew. Oh my God. Thank you.
Yeah, Dr. Young, you're really special in many ways. And I think as we travel down this road, it's so nice to do that with other people. The value of community and brothers and sisters it really gives us life. And so you made God's words come alive. So are those of us who've been walking this path for a while. It's we all have our own little stories of victories and things that we could have done better. And so the amazing thing is God's consistency to really love us. And I think you certainly are, your effort and your sincerity reaches all of us and touches our heart and unlocks kind of unlocks these frozen hearts that sometimes that we have, and that's a tremendous gift. You know, I have so many little of your pithy little one-liners that keep buzzing around in my head now. So it keeps me centered, and it keeps me. But mostly, I think I'm grateful that you. You know, certainly God has been part of my life for many years, and I always knew God was my father, but I realized, you know, that actually I'm his son.
Yeah, right.
And, you know, that sometimes you think God's talking to me and God's my father, but then I'm in this relationship, and I have to really understand that as God's son, you know, I have an impact on God's heart.
Yeah,
amazing. And I'm deeply grateful that you allowed me to understand that a little better in my life, and that I could share that with all the brothers and sisters on these morning devotions. So
thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Steve, Jares, and you make me really cry. I'm waiting for your coup. I will go to Las Vegas. I want to having a meal together with you. I love your coup and everything. And 금혜 씨,
예.
얘기하세요.
저는 아무 준비 안 했는데. Anyway, thank you so much. I'm really, really appreciate. Especially, you know, my husband travel a lot, and always I wanna, you know, together devotion, but always gonna do alone, you know. But my dream come true. So you gave me 1 year. Be together in devotion, and that so already almost 40 years we blessed together. Finally, more deeply we understand. Deeply, you know him. He's a wild man, but you make it. So we are really deep relationship, and then understanding God's heart and true parents, especially true parents, especially true mother. And when true parents come to the travel in Chicago, and then a little bit to mother distance, but I'm so love to mother right now because of you.
Yeah.
So deeply, and mother come to Las Vegas and marry her. She's such a lovely person, artistically. So I had that experience. So thank you so much. This is a morning devotion is all changing my life, and then my husband, me. Thank you.
감사합니다, 금혜 씨.
You can come to my house.
Yeah, thank you, Steve. And then 금혜 씨, 감사합니다. Thank you.
Yes, thank you, Kume and Stephen Jarris. Nothing more powerful than a testimony from your spouse about spouses changing. So thank you for sharing. Now, all the way from Canada, we have Don Lalonde. If you can unmute and share your reflection, please.
Morning.
Oh, Donald family, 안녕하세요.
I am so grateful and thankful that actually, I'm humbled to say that any Canadian family could actually be here this morning. So I put down some points so I didn't miss anything at all. My first point was we did Hunduke, and I was when we were doing Hunduke, it felt like my kids were just doing it because of duty, and there was never a great response. And I was desperately praying for God to actually show me something that I could do to enlighten our family to understand Hunduke more. Then I came across morning devotion through Facebook, and I was after Hunduke, I was watching a little bit, and at some point there was some resistance there, and I realized that that Satan didn't want me to go into that realm of morning devotion. But I made a decision to do that, and then when I did make the decision to do that, things started to change big time. My kids were coming to morning devotion, and they were bringing their notepads, and they were writing things down. They weren't falling asleep, and they were participating. And then, to my great plea for God to help, I was so joyful and thankful that this was starting to happen. And also, the kids, there's Jansuk and Hannah, decided to go to GPA. They're leaving tomorrow. And I could never get them to do that.
Wow, wow.
I could never get them to do that, no matter how much, they just weren't catching it.
Wow.
But not only that, the love between sibling love, they used to fight sometimes. They would argue for days and days. And now, if they argue, it's for about 5 minutes. Their conscience is working. It wasn't like when my kids used to fight, I used to say, get your running shoes on and start running until you guys get along. So these are the things that were really important. The sibling love and the parent and child relationship has really increased tremendously. And I met so many brothers and sisters in the movement that all my years, being 20 years, 21 years in the movement, I've never met so many brothers and sisters, even when I was in there. And I don't know if Reverend Jackson knows this, but his testimony touched my heart to elevate my spirit. When he was fasting for 7 days, it enlightened my heart to fast for 7 days, to bring my spirit up higher, to make sure that I could get this content. I don't want to be going to morning devotion and missing something. Since then, through the fasting, all my ancestors started appearing in my dreams. And I realized that I had to liberate them. So this week here, we just liberated from 1 to 112 of my dad's side and my mother's side, ancestor liberation. And so now, I believe that, can you imagine if we stuck with this for the next 6 years, how much of a change, not only in my family, my ancestors, but just the community around here will change. So we're not perfect, but at least I have the blueprint how to create an ideal family. I never had the blueprint before. I just was going through the motions. Now, when Dr. Yong is reading Father's words, I become the word. We become the word. It's very difficult out there to go out there and be mad at somebody or not listen to your conscience. So, as you can see, this is the fruit of morning devotion. Dr. Yong, I know you represent true parents and true mother and all the spirit world and all our ancestors. Thank you so much for your dedication, and we won't let you down. We'll stay consistent.
Wow.
Thank you, and I appreciate it very much.
Thank you, Dr. Yong.
Wow, thank you, Don family. Do you know the meaning of Don in Korea? Don means money. and Don is money means blessing. You are really blessed family. I think what Father saying that any family really keep on keeping the morning fundok devotion. Father said, God surely will give you incredible heavenly blessing. That's why I feel you already got that kind of taste of the blessing. I really love you and Filipino wife and the kids, and already decided to go to GPA. Wow, what kind of the outcome? Wow, thank you so much, Dawn, and blessing family. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Yong.
Thank you.
Thank you. Actually, I did want to hear from the wife.
Oh, I see. Yeah, Filipino, my relative, Filipino.
Can you share Mrs. Lalon? You can unmute again.
Okay. Thank you so much, President Duffy, for giving me a chance. And Dr. Young, we're so really indebted to you. And I'm so grateful, really grateful for this morning devotion. Before, okay, it just, my husband's really waking up at 2:30 every single morning, every single day.
Oh my God.
Never miss day, 2:30, get up, start his prayer and everything, and reading divine principle until he wakes up at 4:30 exactly. And all my children, others half sleep still, no matter what, they have to get up and then they have to participate. But now this morning devotion, it just give us tremendous really change in their life. Then they have really not to take down everything. And not only that, when they go out, because we have a multiple business, they're the one taking care of the business and managing this. And then they know how to deal with the employees with a good heart, with love. And the parents, they come to us and thanking all our family for giving this a chance to love them. And because we treat our employees, not other people, we treat them as our own family, our children. That's because that's why all parents, even though their children, their parents are doctor or nurse, they come to us so grateful to give them a chance to love them and as a family, so that's why. See, this morning devotion, it's so hard to go out with a negative attitude, but you have to really have a good heart in sharing other people. And then now when I go to work, all these people bringing me food and everything, looking at me because because I treat them as all my family and my not other people. So that's we learn from Honduras. It's just living for the sake of others. And that's why I can share it. So thank you so much.
Wow. Thank you, Don family. You are just only first generation, second generation. God is waiting for third generation. God is waiting for third generation. I'm so excited. So, oh my God, thank you. God bless you.
Yeah, step by step, Dr. Young, step by step. All right, so thank you, Lalon family. It's always a pleasure to see you guys, and you are really an inspiration. Thank you. I know it's not easy raising a family, so you're doing something well. So today, at this point, I would like to also appreciate the different team members that have really contributed to making morning devotion happen. But as I do that, I had an inspiration. Stephen shared that there were some phrases that Dr. Young would say that really run around in your head. So if you'd like, please put in the chat your favorite phrase from Dr. Young, and then I'll come back to that after we appreciate our team. Okay, so let me share my screen and go into appreciations for our team. Let's see. We have all the morning devotion translators. Thank you so much. The Japanese team is Keiko Nakama and Ayako Heller.
Wow.
We want to also thank for the Korean team, translating into Korean, Hannah Huntington and Chiara Gray. Thank you so much for your efforts. Also the Spanish team, Monica Vallejo and Marina Falconi. Again, all the translation helps morning devotion reach further and help members from all backgrounds understand the content. We also have more from the Spanish team, Stephen Boyd and Rafael Sanchez. They're also helping out every other day in the translation of Spanish. And Ricardo De Sena, the couple, helping with the Spanish. Also, the Chinese team, we have Amy Yang and Yiru Sugihara. Thank you so much for your effort to share with the Chinese community. Also, we have Kai Meishan and Yishi Robert. Thank you also for helping with the Chinese team. Jing'an Lin, Josen Wang, Also, thank you from the Chinese team. And for the French team, we have Pierre Beauregard and Jean-Pierre Sona for translating in French. We also have Ellie Likeng and Dase Diarra and Isabel Lauren. Again, thank you all for the translating. Again, language tends to be such a big barrier, but through the translation efforts, we've been able to convey not only the content, but the heart of what has been shared through morning devotion. We also have an amazing support team, the MCs, Milhan, Steven, always there every day reading the pledge. We have also a rotating team of MCs, Resfred Arthur, Diane Hack, Yasutaka Ozawa, and of course, we also had a bunch of other MCs. So I just want to acknowledge them as well for those who did MC for once or twice. And of course, our heavenly honey, who has been our reader every day to read Hundoke with us. We also have the media team, Alban Gabal, Oji Bahan, and Myung Eaton. Also looks like Yui Wolf. The image didn't make it, but seems like she helped as well. So thank you, media team, for all your support in making morning devotion possible. So with that said, I am excited to hear what are the most favorite phrases from Dr. Yong. Let's see which one is. We should have done a poll, actually. That would be really cool. Hanmi says, shut the mouth. Love that one. Takuya says, wow. Another phrase from Hanmi, if you win the morning, you win the day. Zachary says, togetherism, one of my favorite words. Clark says, you are better than me. It's a favorite. Another Lawrence says, utmost sincerity moves God's heart. Alan's favorite word is kamdo. Craig loves it when you say heavenly honey. Joel says filial piety. What else? Wasana says always. Oh, this one's also my favorite. Theodore Grice says no choice. Denise, good morning, and Jack Sarang. Oh, this is one of my favorites too. Mary Stoner says, what are you talking about? Sujin says, God is with you all the time. Yes. Oh my goodness. There's so much. This one, Tyndall says, gratitude kills cancer cells. Personal touch by Sebastian. Always. Oh my God. Longing heart. Total salvation. Get out. Perfect plus makes perfect minus. Okay, there's more, too much, but you can read. There are amazing phrases that you can, we're thinking we should make like a bobblehead with Dr. Yong, and then these phrases come out every time you press a button. I think it'll be a bestseller. So as we wrap this up, Dr. Yong, I was curious, how did leading morning devotion for 1 year impact your life, Dr. Yong?
Oh, all of a sudden, wow, my God. Okay, can you tell me again?
How did leading morning devotion every day change your life? Now, I know you've been doing it in other countries for many years, but how has it been for you doing it here in America?
I really, really appreciate our coronavirus. Because of the coronavirus, I really can seriously concentrate without missing even one day. And then actually, not just only helping for our brothers and sisters. In order to prepare the morning devotion, sometimes one content need to spend several hours. And then I wake up early morning and meditate, 1 hour, 2 hours like that. That is the most beautiful moment I can meet God. I can have a beautiful communication with God. That was a really incredible and beautiful and artistic relationship with God. Wow, I got so much inspiration and incredible God's guidance, and then God made me so inspired, and then let me inspire our brothers and sisters. That's why I think since I involved with the 1 year morning devotion, of course, I try to help brothers and sisters, but I am the one who really grown up the most since I came to America. I deeply more understand God's heart and God's situation, God's circumstances. I can feel more about the, how to say, touching experience. And also, I did not know. I go to the state by state, and then I can feel that how much give the big impact to our brothers and sisters' life. Wow, I realized that not because of my sharing my own word, because of the God's word, Father's word, Mother's word, our true parents' life. How much give a big impact to our brothers and sisters' life of faith. That was really last 1 year for me in my life. Really most about the most really grateful to our heavenly parents and true parents. That's why I really appreciate God and appreciate true parents and appreciate all my brothers and sisters. Incredible support and encouragement. 감사합니다.
All right. Thank you so much, Dr. Yong. We are so grateful for having you in our lives. Actually, in the chat, I noticed there are a lot of people also doing shout out for those who gave the musical offerings, and also Talzer. She is the mastermind behind this, always making sure that we have morning devotion. Everything is checked out. So thank you so much, Tal, for supporting morning devotion. So with that, I'd like to go into our breakouts. Please check in, share any insights.
Also, now Kim-san.
Yes.
Also, let's appreciate our Mr. So. Wow.
Yes.
Without him and Otomomi, Taka, oh my, it is
That's
impossible.
right. That is right.
Mr. So, everywhere I go, and he's the one who prepare, where's the screen, where's the monitor, where's the computer, where, what. He checked everything from 1 to 10. Without Mr. So, it is impossible. I think he's the most hard work. And then our Tomomi, oh my goodness, and Taka, incredible. Thank you. I really appreciate, all of them.
Yes, indeed. An appreciation from Dr. Yong himself. Definitely behind the scenes, all the translations, all the setup is done by the team that he just mentioned. So thank you so much for all the devotion that went into making it possible. Okay, now let's go into our breakouts. Just share any insights from this morning's special edition morning devotion, and we'll see you back in a few minutes. Okay, welcome back, everybody. Hope you had a great chance to reflect and to share with your peers. Just briefly, I'd like to invite up Chris Bush. I was in a room with him, and yeah, if you can share briefly about your insight from this morning's special edition of Morning Devotion. And please unmute.
Well, hi, everybody. I think the most impactful, well, I was grateful to be able to share directly with just the two of us. I think the most impact that Dr. Yong has had on all of us, I think of Stephen Covey, and he gives this instruction that yes, we can change our attitude and we can change our effort, but the thing that really changes us the most is the change of paradigm, and that's changing how we see the situation. He gives the example of being on a train in New York, and a father and his kids come in, and the kids are acting up, and he's just sitting there dazed, and he's irritated. But then when he talks with the father explains that his wife just died in the hospital, and he didn't know really what to do at that moment. Then Stephen Covey's heart completely changed from being irritated to being really, concerned and touched in the heart. And I think this is really what Dr. Yong has done is changed our paradigm, changed the way we see things, and that we can really have a compassionate heart towards God and towards our brothers and sisters, and keep hopeful that we are the children of God, and we can impact God's situation. And we do have, our efforts do make a difference, and really God is depending on us. Thank you. Thank you so much, Dr. Yong.
Beautiful, very profound. Thank you so much, Christopher Bush, our heavenly bushy push. Thank you.
Thank you, Chris. Actually, I wanted to also invite Sujin. I know she hates me for it, but it's okay. Just share anything on your heart this morning. I'd like to hear.
Okay. Good morning, everyone. Thank you, Dr. Yong. Thank you so much. Yeah, there's well, I'm really grateful to reflect with everyone on how impactful this has been for all of us. It's been quite an experience. For me personally, I think the biggest thing that I reflected on was that before morning devotion, I think I joined a little bit later. I started joining maybe February of this year. And my heart was really closed off, actually, in a lot of ways. But what struck me with your guidance was you reminded us every day how much God has been with us throughout all our life, through all our experiences. Yeah, even challenging ones. And because God loves us as a parent, even though we struggle in our daily life, God has struggled even more so in our challenges, because God is our parent. And I think that kind of thinking really changed my perspective.
Wow.
And really opened my heart to God, because I could feel more of God's love. And so, yeah, that's since that point, I've been able to extend more compassion to Heavenly Parent, and then
I see.
that opened my heart more to the community and my parents.
Wow.
So I'm really grateful, to participate in morning devotion every day. And also you're a very good educator. I've said this before. You don't just talk about one topic. You say one topic, but then you say like 20 points under that. So it's very all encompassing. It hits on so many different aspects. So I feel you're a very talented educator. You bring so much content to the table. So I just want to say thank you.
Thank you, Sujin. Oh my goodness. Beautiful faith, beautiful face, beautiful sharing. 감사합니다.
All right. Thank you so much, Sujin, for sharing. Okay, so now we're almost coming to a close. We're going to have a musical offering by none other than Lawrence Bear. So let us welcome Lawrence Bear.
Thank you so much, Dr. Yong.
Lawrence Bear, right.
1 year, how wonderful. This is a song I want to share today. This was awarded in the first Holy Song Contest, but it's a song about the path, that we all go and that true parents have pioneered, to come back to God's heart. Our true mother is still at the age of 78, pioneering it on the front line. This small Korean woman who's, out ahead of everybody, and you are pioneering the path, to follow them for the whole world. It's so amazing. So I'm so grateful. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
You have love for others and a generous heart. The pillars that divide us will begin to break apart. If your word is golden, if your word is true, the world will learn to put its trust in you. You can cut through all the fear, see it melt away like mist. Give hope to the hopeless and relax the angry fist. If you stand tall and steadfast when the wars around you rage, and by courage and example help others find their way, you will see beyond the chaos. You will reach a higher place. Uphold the other's dignity. See yourself in every face. Grow beyond your family, beyond nation, beyond race. For others and a generous heart, you may come to see the miracle we all are.
Wow! Bravo! Thank you so much. Thank you for your incredible about offering song all the time, Lawrence Bear. So now our national president, now Kim is here.
All right, so we are visiting for this special edition together. So we're gonna end with a closing prayer. So let me invite up, oh, wait, our gallery view. Okay, so who wants to pray for our special edition morning devotion? Let us invite, let's see. Actually, how about Theodore Grice? As you just took a sip, yeah, if you can close us out in prayer.
Okay, let us pray. Our dear, most beloved, most precious, always providing, always caring, beloved Heavenly Parent. Father, once again, you have surprised us all. I personally didn't see this coming. Where, Father, we can gather together, Father, centered upon your word through, your son, Dr. Yong, to enlighten us and remind us and bring new insights to our own hearts and minds, but vertically, Father, rekindling and developing our relationship with you. On the foundation of our give and take with him and our vertical relationship with you, it is multiplied from the state to the nation, from the nation to the world. And now, Father, through the give and take action centered upon you, that Trinity has become a four position foundation. Hallelujah. The four position is our holy community. It is only my prayer, Father, together with this closing prayer, that, Father, this holy community will continue to multiply and interject and effect the spirit self of all humankind as we continue for the next 6 years. We offer this gathering of 1 year together in our names, Theodore and Catherine Grice, members of the Blessed Central family. Adieu.
Thank you so much for that beautiful prayer. And to celebrate our 1 year anniversary for our morning devotion, we have an amazing cake here. Let's turn it so they can see it. Let's see. Here we go. Morning devotion.
So today, my Trinity is also here. Yeah.
All right, we're gonna sing. What are we gonna sing?
Happy anniversary.
Happy anniversary. All right, ready? 1, 2, 3. Happy anniversary to you. Happy anniversary to you. Happy anniversary, dear everyone. Dr. Yong. Happy anniversary to you. All right, let's blow it out. 1, 2, 3. All right. Thank you, everyone, for joining for 1 full year of morning devotion with Dr. Yong. Have a great, wonderful day, and we'll see you again bright and early tomorrow.
Yeah. Have a nice day. Thank you, everybody. I love you.
We love you.